Good morning, children. Sairam. I welcome you all for the next poem, that is the Laburnum Top. So, we are going to start with the Laburnum Top today, and this poem is about a bird, that is goldfinch, and what happens the moment it enters the tree where it is having its nest. So, before the bird could come there, the tree, it looks like the laburnum tree, it looks very silent, it looked lifeless. It used to look like that. But the moment the bird enters the tree, it produces, it seems that the tree has become full of life, and it seems that the tree is producing sound. But actually, when the bird enters the tree, the little ones of the bird, the young ones of the bird, they just are so happy to see their mother, and that is why this thing creates a kind of liveliness in that tree. So, what kind of relationship is of a bird and a tree? Let's see throughout this poem. So, the Laburnum Top is a poem which is written by Ted Hughes. It is about a repaying relationship between the laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. The tree is yellow, silent, and death like, and is made alive by the bird and her young ones. The yellow bird has her shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones. But as soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death like again. So, when the bird is not there in the tree, because the bird has to go out to bring food for the young ones, so during that time of the day, the tree looks very much lifeless because it is silent, no sound is there. The young ones are scared because they are only open up in front of their mother, and when the mother is not there, the young ones of the bird, they are very much scared, so they are just silent, and silently they are sleeping or sitting inside their nest. So when the bird is not there, the tree looks extremely lifeless. But the moment the bird brings the food for her young ones, because the young ones see their mother, so they start showing their happiness in the form of chirping. They produce sound, and due to this, the tree also looks like that, as if some of the machinery had started, because machinery is full of noise. So the moment the bird enters the tree, it looks that the life has entered into the tree. The laburnum top summary will help students learn about this poem in a simplified manner. It is written by Ted Hughes. The poem revolves around a laburnum tree and a goldfinch bird. The core theme of the poem shows us the repaying relationship between the two. Further, it begins by describing how a laburnum tree is pretty quiet in the yellow September light. He notices the yellow leaves of the tree and the seeds on the ground. It appears to be still fleetingly till a goldfinch bird perches on its branch. The poet witnesses the tree come to life as soon as the bird starts chirping. Upon the arrival of the mother goldfinch, the tree and the nestlings start chirping and become alive. She keeps flying in and out to feed her young ones. Thus, when she leaves, the tree once again dons its elusive silence. The laburnum top summary in English. The poet describes his experience of what he witnesses in the laburnum tree. It begins by describing how the leaves of the tree are yellow. Moreover, he notices that the tree top is still and remains silent even in the month of September. So, this is the thing which has been observed and witnessed by the poet. So, what does he see? That the laburnum tree, it looks so silent. The leaves of the tree are of yellow color, and it is the time of September. And also notices that the top of that tree, it remains silent throughout the month of September. Due to the autumn season, the tree has lost all its leaves and the seeds are on the ground. Most noteworthy, the poet uses yellow to describe both the leaves color and the sunlight. So this question may come in the exams also, that what do you mean by yellow color or yellow word. So it means the yellow word has been used for the sunlight also, and it has been used for the leaves color. Okay, over here yellow represents silence, death and beauty. Thus he uses this color and describes the whole setting perfectly. After that, he notices that the death like scene of the tree comes to an end when a goldfinch bird perches on it. The tree makes a sudden chirp sound upon the bird's arrival. He compares the quickness, speed, and alertness of the bird to that of a lizard. So, what happens throughout the day? The tree looks very much lifeless because no sound is there, no voice is there. As the bird is not there in the tree, it has gone out to bring food for the young ones. And the moment the bird, which is goldfinch, it comes back because it has to feed its young ones. So the moment it comes back, after seeing the mother, the young one starts producing sound because they are happy and they are eagerly waiting for the food. And when the mother comes, they feel so happy and they make noise loudly. So at that point of time, the tree looks alive. And what other thing is, which is very important, that the quickness and the alertness of the bird has been compared to that of a lizard. Lizard is very much active, it's very quick, and the bird has to be one of that. Why? Because it has to protect its young ones from, you can say, snakes or eagles. So it has to protect that. That is why the bird is so quick. After that, her body is yellow and thus blends in with the yellow leaves of the tree. Finally, after reaching the branch end, she makes a rather sweet chirping sound. The poet compares this sound to whispering as she flies away in the limitless sky. Thus, after the bird leaves the tree, the laburnum tree once again becomes silent and deathlike. So, finally, when the bird feeds the babies, so after feeding them, again the bird has to fly to the limitless sky. Limitless sky means it has to fly up in the sky, so that again for the next portion of the day, okay, for the next means time of the day, it can bring food for the young ones. And the moment the bird leaves the tree, again the tree becomes like it is dead. To sum up the laburnum top summary, we learn about the sweet and nurturing relationship between the tree and the bird, and how they both play such important roles in their lives. So now let's see the reading. In the first stanza, the poet says that he saw a laburnum tree with its yellow flowers. In his words, the laburnum top is silent, the tree is still and looks dead like in the daytime of September. Even the sunlight is also yellow, as it is the time of autumn. The leaves of the tree have turned yellow and its seeds have fallen off it. In this stanza, the poet uses the image yellow color repeatedly. First, the tree's flowers are yellow, then its leaves have also turned yellow, and the sunlight is also yellow. The yellow color symbolizes beauty because of flowers, which though have fallen off in the form of seeds, death because of yellow leaves, as well as silence, daytime without rain or wind. In the whole stanza, the poet is trying to describe the miserable condition of the laburnum tree, which is silent, dying, and without seeds, which is useless. Stanza 2. The death like scene, however, changes as soon as the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp. Goldfinch is a bright yellow colored bird. Twitching chirp means short chirping sounds. The bird is quite precocious while sitting at a branch end of the tree and has sudden quick movements. Perhaps it is looking out for any danger that might be there. It then goes into the thick bark of the laburnum tree smoothly but abruptly with alertness. As soon as it as soon as she enters the tree, her nest is inside the laburnum tree. A machine starts up of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings. There is a lot of sound of the babies and the birds, plus of the wings also. The image of machine here refers to the young ones of the bird. A machine makes a lot of noise when it starts. Similarly, when the young birds see their mother, they start chirping like a machine, fluttering their wings fastly in joy as their mother has come with food. They were hungry as well as sad, being far from their mother. Now the whole tree trembles and thrills because of the mother bird and her young ones. The poet probably wants us to feel how a dead like tree becomes alive because it has given space to the bird and her young ones. The birds have gotten shelter and the tree in return has got life. So, when a bird makes a nest on the tree, it is a kind of gain for both of them, because if no birds will be there on the trees, what the trees are going to do, the trees are going to look like extremely lifeless. They are going to look like as if they are dead, because there will be no sound, there will be no enthusiasm, there will be no life. So when a bird it makes its nest on the tree, the first thing is that what is the gain for the bird? The gain for the bird is, the profit for the bird is that it gets some shelter where it can protect its young ones from the danger like snakes or eagles. So it gets shelter while being on the tree. And for the tree, the gain is that there is somebody who can be there and make a lifeless tree, or can change a lifeless tree into the lively one. The goldfinch is thus the engine of her family, which includes the laburnum tree as well. According to the poet, it fills them with fuel. It gives food to the young ones and thrill to the tree. Having done that, she again flies to a branch end. Only her dark colored striped face is visible, as it is yellow and hence becomes invisible in the yellow leaves of the tree. Now, stanza 3. Reaching the branch end of the tree, it makes strange but sweet chirping sounds and then begins his journey towards the infinite, and begins her journey, it would be there. The sky and the laburnum tree again becomes silent and dead-like. So finally, when the bird, after her arrival, when it feeds the babies and all, after that, see, usually what we do, we use it for the birds or the animals, okay? We are not supposed to use he, she. But here, why we have used her? Because we are a bit relating to that. Suppose if we are having animals, if we are having any pet, technically we are supposed to say it, we are supposed to use it for that. But as if we are having any pet, we consider that pet as a family member. Suppose we are having a dog, so we are considering it as our family member. In that case, if we are using he for the dog, it's okay. So similarly here, I'm using her for the bird. Technically it should be it, but why I'm using her? Because here we are relating to that bird in a form of a kind of family of a tree. There is some relationship has been shown between the tree and the bird. That's why we are using her. So when the bird enters the tree, it becomes full of life, it becomes alive. And finally, when again the bird has to fly to the limitless sky for bringing food for the young ones, again for that point of time the tree becomes dead again. So this is it, this is your poem. Please go through the poem thoroughly. Any query, any question if you're having, you can ask me. Question answers, children. 3 chapters I have given you. Today also I'll send you 3 chapters more. I hope you all are completing your question answers properly. You just need to complete the question answers in the notebook. Start doing that. I'm not giving you any additional work. And while explaining the chapters also, I'm not giving you work, because side by side I'm sending you the PDFs so that you can complete with your question answers. So once your work is completed in the notebooks, then we can start with the additional things. So by that time, this one is your poem. If you have any query, any question, you can ask me. Thank you, children. Sai Ram.